Everyone, my name is Meg Clark, and I run a firm called Clapping Dog Media. Clapping Dog Media helps creative business owners get found by Google. We specialize in SEO, which stands for Search Engine Optimization. And basically, SEO are a series of tricks and tips and techniques and tactics to be found by Google. SEO is really like a microphone that we can put up to your brand so that you can be seen by Google. So in this video today, I am going to talk to you about 3 things that you can do to make your business be found, to make Google pay attention, and to really raise that microphone up to Google so that you can be found more when people are searching for your product or your service. Alrighty, so before we get into the 3 tips that I'm going to share to help you be found by Google, I want to first talk to you a little bit about how Google works so that you can start thinking like Google. So let's back up a little bit and talk about Google and Google's main job. So I don't know if you know this, but there's over 6 billion Google searches a day, and there's over 5 million new pieces of content, pages, products, podcast, videos. There's millions of new pieces of content a day uploaded to Google. So Google's main job is to search and understand all of the queries, all of the things that people are searching for, and then search and understand all of the new content that is getting uploaded. And what it's trying to do is make connections between the two and also understand where all the new content, where all the websites of the new content should be put, like where in their Google's catalog can it put this content so it knows how to match it up with every search inquiry. Now, Google wants to understand the internet and all of the changes on the internet as fast as possible because we're only getting more content uploaded and we're only getting more searches. And so Google has the amazing job of understanding the queries and the new content to scan it, understand it, index it, and know where to put it in its memory so that it can match each query with the best possible website. Now, it is in Google's best interest to make really good matches and to make people stay on Google. You know, there is a lot of search engines out there but there's not a lot of huge competitors with Google. But I will tell you that both YouTube and Pinterest are the second and third most popular search engine out there. And so if people can't find what they're looking for, especially in products and gifts, people will leave Google and go to Pinterest. And Google doesn't want that. So Google's job is to find the best matches. So once Google scans and understands your website, it's then Google's job to understand if your website is valuable, if it provides good information to users. And it tries to understand like the quality of the site. Like, is this a good site? Should I, Google, send more people to this website? That's the big question after they try to scan and read your content. And that's really hard for Google to get. When Google comes to your site, they use these little robots or spiders or crawlers to crawl around your site and try to get an understanding of who you are and what you are all about. So once they scan you, they're trying to understand some of these metrics of value to see if you are valuable and that if they should put you higher on the search results list. And some measures that they use to denote value are some metrics that kind of make sense once you think about them. So, for example, one of the most important metrics that Google uses when evaluating the quality of your site is something called dwell time, or time spent on page. So in Google's brain, if people are spending a lot of time on your site, if they're scrolling and reading and spending longer than 10 to 15 seconds on your site, then Google's going to assume that your site is high quality and valuable, and they should send more people to it. So one thing I want you to start thinking about as you develop your products and you post new things on your website is this going to make people stick around? are people going to engage with this piece of content? And some things that people engage with are images, infographics, videos. If you have a video on your site, most likely people will sit and watch it, and that will add time to your site. Now, you should know that the average time per session or time spent on a page across the whole internet is 12 seconds. We all apparently have the attention span of goldfish. So if you can get your users to spend more than 12 seconds on your site, you're going to send positive signals to Google. And so they will rank you higher, because if people spend 45 seconds, a minute and a half on your site, Google's going to assume that your site is high quality. Now, another thing that I want you to think about that kind of follows along the same logic is if when Google tries to evaluate your value, is the number of pages that a user visits when they come to your site. So for example, if a user comes to your site, they look at your homepage and then they click around to multiple pages on your site. If users visit more than one page, they're sending positive signals to Google. So the big idea here is to get people engaged and to get people to stay on your website, because these two things are so important and in evaluating the quality and the value of your website. And if people click around and they spend more time on your site, Google's going to assume that your site is great and they're going to send more people to them. So I hope that makes sense. Again, it's very similar in the real world. If you think about maybe a recommendation for a restaurant, if people go to a restaurant multiple times, if they try multiple things on the menu, if they stick around for a while because they really like the ambiance, they're going to tell their friends about it and more people will come. So it's just that idea of being valuable and providing quality and just a good user experience. Okay, so I want you to think about that. I want you to put those things in the back of your mind. And then I want to show you some practical things that you can do as a business owner to help take advantage of these two tips, these two tricks that I want you to take advantage of. Okay, so we're going to switch over and I'm going to share my screen with you in just a sec. All right, so I strolled on over here to gourmetgiftbaskets.com. I have not worked with this website. I don't know who owns this website, but they have some really good qualities on it that I want to show you, and you can totally take advantage of these things. Okay, so when we first get to the site, some of the things that I noticed that I think are really helpful is this lovely main image. The image is high quality, definitely professional, and it makes you kind of want to get engaged. You can see this box on their front door, and people are like, oh, I mean, who doesn't want to show up at their front door and have this beautiful box there? So I really like this image. One of the other things that I really like about this is the site has lots of options, but it doesn't feel overwhelming or heavy or like you don't know really what to do. So when you kind of scroll down, the main navigation is very clear. It's in one straight line, and you're providing, you can search their products by event and kind of value. Like it's very easy to see where you want to go. And then I also like how it continues down here for her, for him, birthday. So I like how easy it is for the user to identify where they want to go next. So this is a really wonderful tactic because they have a lot of options on their homepage. And if a user clicks from the homepage to a page, we're going to up their pages per session, which is what we want to do. Now, another thing that I like is I'm just going to jump into a product and say I want to search for wine gifts. So bear with me as we jump over to this page. Okay, so a couple of things that I like here. One of the best thing about this site is this little blurb of paragraph. So when Google comes and crawls your site, it can't see images. it doesn't look at that image of champagne and lovely chocolates and say, oh, that's champagne and lovely chocolates. It doesn't. Google can't do that just yet. But what I like about it is when Google crawls the site, especially this page, it's going to read this: the perfect gift for wine lovers, and then it's going to have this wonderful paragraph, this 2 or 3 sentences that's filled with keywords and keywords that people search for, like, gifts for wine lovers. Like if I was looking for a present for a friend of mine who loved wine, those are definitely going to be search terms that I look for. I also like how up here we have the perfect gift for wine lovers. So I really encourage you to put a little blurb of content above all of these beautiful images that people can buy, because it will help give users it will help give Google some context as for what this page is all about. Remember, we're trying to show Google who we are and what we're all about as quickly as possible so that Google can pull you out and put you in their category of their catalog of memory. So if we help Google by saying, hey, Google, this is what this page is about, before we even get to the products, Google's going to be so appreciative, and he's going to pull out these keywords and associate them with your website. Now, as we go down a little bit more, we see some beautiful, their options, these beautiful gifts. And they're all titled very well. They all have reviews, which is another great thing for Google. I mean, I love wine party picnic, classic red wine, countryside. I mean, some of these are just really wonderful, very specific keywords, very specific titles. They're not, they're specific in what is included and who would get value from this product. So I really like that. It's very helpful. It's clear and concise, and it's going to help Google identify what the page is all about. Okay, so let's just click into one. And I'm going to show you. Okay, now that we're inside a specific product, we went from the home page to a category page to a specific product. Now, if I'm a shopper, we're on page 3 here, and it's taken me time. So 2 of the things that Google really cares about, we are taking care of: the time spent on page and the pages per session. We're just clicking through and we're hitting all of those marks. Okay, so when we get to this page, amazing headline, classic red wine gift basket. It's a little bit more specific rather than the catalog page, which was like perfect gift for wine lovers. This is classic red wine gift basket. So if somebody's searching for a red wine gift, this page should come up. I love it. Okay, the other things that I like about it is, again, another wonderful paragraph that helps explain what this page and what these products and what all these pictures are all about. So I think that's really helpful. And the other thing that's great is specifics, what is included. It's the title of the products, but then also a description of it. So all of these words, all of these words are part of the profile of keywords for each gift basket. So what I want you to take away is these delicious, extravagant, dreamy words and content on the site is helping you in so many ways. It's helping your customer understand what's in the basket, and it's going to help them want to buy it. It also helps you because the user will be more likely to read it. Therefore, they're going to spend more time on the page. And all of these words, if somebody searches for traditional cheese straws, this might pop up and be in a search results. So it just takes care of so many things if you have these really good titles, really good descriptions, and you include these paragraphs of words throughout the site. Now, here is the other thing that is fantastic about this site is, so we have all of this about the classic red wine. We have the paragraph explaining it. And then as you go down here, it's like, hey, here are other things that you might be interested in. We're giving the user more options. We're providing more value for the user. And if a user clicks on this, that's another page. It's another link that the user is going to go to. So again, our signals to Google are skyrocketing. The average pages per session for Google is 1. So if we can get users to click on 2 or 3 pages, man, that is just going to tell Google how valuable this page is, and it's going to send it to more search results pages. Friends, I want to take a quick pause and review everything that we've talked about so far. SEO is something you definitely want to take advantage of because there's 6 billion people Googling a day. And I guarantee there are people who are looking for your business and your products right now, but they can't find you. So you need to raise the microphone to your website, to you, so that Google can find you and they can cut out the noise. Some ways that we do that is by taking advantage of these metrics that we know Google measures, such as the time spent on page and the number of pages per session, the number of pages that a user clicks around. We can take advantage of this by being very clear in our page titles as to what is on that page. Remember, Google can't understand images, so we have to give it words so that it can read and understand. So on your big category pages, put a very clear and descriptive headline, page title. Like wine, perfect gift for wine lovers. That was one that we looked at. And then once you get onto the individual product page, be as helpful as possible. Provide beautiful imagery, lots of them. People will click around and look at that. Also, make sure that you're very clear in your wording. Put a really good title on each product. Also, describe the products that are within each basket. You never know what people are looking for. You never know the words that people are going to use to find your basket. So be very descriptive. Include the products that are in the basket, because somebody may be searching for cheese straws. Excuse me. Somebody may be looking for cheese straws and didn't know that they really wanted a wine basket. Also, make sure that you put related items or link to other items that a user might be interested in, because we're going to up the pages per session so that users spend more time on your site. Google's going to be delighted with this. Okay, so that's everything that we've learned so far. I hope you're feeling excited and empowered. Next, we're going to go back out and I'm going to show you some other sites on the internet and how they take advantage of these metrics as well. Okay, so here we are. I'm looking at a flower shop, Farm Girl Flowers. And I just want to show you their product page. I just want you to start seeing how other businesses and other websites do this, and maybe get some ideas running for you. So the title is the Just Right Burlap Wrapped Bouquet. So people who are searching for burlap bouquet will find this page. Again, they have a wonderful paragraph that's very descriptive as to what the user can expect if they purchase this product. 25 stems of gorgeous blooms, fun foliage. And then they have care for cut flowers. So if somebody is searching for cut flowers, they're going to find this page. Also, they have a beautiful assortment of photographs that show a beautiful assortment of photographs. So people are going to click around and they're going to say, gosh, is this the gift that I want to give? So having these beautiful photographs is really helpful. Users are going to spend more time by looking at this. They also have testimonials. So I just wanted to show you that this one's a little bit different than the wine baskets that we looked at before. But I just want you to see how they're using words to give context to the product and being very descriptive. And that's what you're going to need to do in order to raise awareness from Google, because all of that is going to help you be found for these various keywords. Okay, next, what I want to show you now is a wonderful free tool that you can use to help figure out the words that you should use. You're like, all right, I get it, Meg. I need to put more words on my website. I need to describe my products better. But sometimes you just don't even know what words to use, or how it's so hard to figure out if the words that you're using people even care about. So I have this wonderful tool that I want to tell you about, and it's called Uber Suggest. Just Google Uber Suggest and you will end up here. What I love about it is that you can type in things like gourmet wine basket, and it gives you some details regarding that keyword. So for example, this gourmet wine basket is searched about 90 times a month. 90 times people are searching for gourmet wine basket. And this shows you the trend. This shows you that more people in December search for gourmet wine basket than they do in January. Holidays right there. And then you can see it's building up throughout the spring and throughout the summer now. So this is wonderful. When you're sitting down and looking for words to use for your descriptions and your pages, head over to Uber Suggest and see what the trends are, see how many people are searching for it. 90 people a month is wonderful. Now, as you scroll down, it gives you some other options. Some things that I think is really interesting is this one, gourmet wine and cheese gift basket. It's searched 320 times versus 90. So when I look at these two, I'm like, I want all of those people. I would use gourmet wine basket within maybe that paragraph of text. And then maybe at the main page, if you have a page of gourmet wine and cheese baskets, that could be your page title. And then you can start to capture some of these people who are searching for gourmet wine and cheese basket. And then as you click down here, they have a whole list of keywords that you can use in combination with each other to describe your category pages and your products. So I hope that you spend some time playing around with Uber Suggest. It's free for, I think, 10 searches a day. Otherwise, I believe it's about $29 a month. So I recommend that you buy it for a month or two, use it until you can get a feel for the words that people are looking for, and then you can easily cancel the subscription without a big investment at all. So I hope that helps and it gives you some ideas for creating and describing your products and your pages. Remember, the whole idea here is to capture some of those billions of searchers on Google. And the best way to do that is to use words and design techniques to make people stick around on your site longer. Make it easy for people to click around. Make it easy with visuals for people to fall in love with your products and be just raving fans of yours. I hope you found this helpful, and I really enjoyed bringing it to you. Have a great rest of your learning day.